Good evening, my name's Jason Debley. Tonight's review is not a whiskey, it's a cognac. I don't know if you're familiar with cognac, but think of cognac, if you're new to it, as a spirit that would be a marriage between amber rum or a dark Caribbean rum and a bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon. You have elements of rum-like notes, and at the same time with cognac you have this forceful Bordeaux red wine notes that come through. Even though, ironically, cognac is produced from a white grape, not a red grape. The Uni Blanc grape, which I think they harvest mostly from Saint-Emilion in France. And the grapes overall come from a region that's, the appellation is called cognac, and there's, you know, within that, the best grapes come from Grand Champagne, then some from Petit Champagne, and then there's grapes sourced from Borderies. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. I tend to not like cognac that comes from the Borderies or has less than a 60% Grand Champagne sourced grapes. Tonight's review is Luze VSOP, Very Superior Old Pale. I've had the Luze Extra Old. It's very good and very, very good. And the price point is reasonable for an XO cognac. So when I saw the Very Superior Old Pale at my local liquor store, and I haven't seen Luze VSOP here before, I grabbed it. Price point was not outrageous, so you know it's comparable to Hennessy and the other big competitors. You may not be familiar with Luze as a producer of cognac, but they've been around forever, and I'm not going to recount their history. That's very boring. We're going to try it. What more can I tell you? Another little word about cognac. You're basically, instead of distilling a mash bill of barley or an American whiskey like rye and wheat and corn, and here your mash bill is literally grapes, the Uni Blanc grape, which is crushed, and then it's distilled and it's run through a copper still, I think twice, copper pot stills twice, and then it's aged in French oak, Limousin region, French oak, and it produces a very interesting spirit. When it goes into the still, or comes out of the still, I mean, it's white, but after it's aged for many years, it gets much more amber-like. Okay. Now, with Luze cognac, the minimum age for the eau de vie, which is what we call the distilled grapes, is 5 years for VSOP. And Luze claimed that they'll have some eau de vie in here aged up to 12 years. But it's a blend of eau de vie from, mostly from their estate. The Luze own their own vineyard, which is about 1,000 acres, and they source most of their grapes for their cognac, but they also outsource or get from contractors other vineyards, the other 35% or so, which come from Petit Champagne and possibly other regions. That said, Luze, like I said, is a good cognac producer. Okay, on the nose. Not overly complex. I'm picking up oak, red licorice, nothing offensive. Currants, raspberries. It's nice. On the palate, it's initially a spicy orange rind delivery. Then it's drying, kind of got some cranberry notes. The finish is more like gingerbread. It's not bad. But is it great? It's a decent cognac, but it's not incredible. It's not overly impressive. And to be honest, I was a bit disappointed. As much as I love the extra old from Luze, and highly recommend anybody to get it if you can afford it. I can't remember what it costs a bottle, $180, $200 in Canada, so it'd be like $125 in the US. The Luze Extra Old is excellent, and I think I do have a review on this YouTube channel that you might want to check out. But this VSOP is a bit of a disappointment. It's not flawed, it's not offensive, it's balanced, there's not a real alcohol note here. It's well done in that sense, but it's playing it so safe, it's boring. That growling you hear are two cats that my wife has that fight. Maybe you can't hear that. This is lacking in complexity. It's a bit flat. I would not buy it again. If I had to buy a very superior old pale, I would reach for Hennessy, Courvoisier, Remy Martin over this. So that's the review for this week. Next week, not sure what I'm going to do. I really want to review some Irish whiskey. There was a bottle of Middleton, that they put out, just a special bottle, no age statement. It's like $280 a bottle. Couldn't swing it at the time, and then I went back and it was gone. So I'm trying to find it elsewhere in the region where I live. I'm not sure that's going to happen, but that was what was on my mind. Take care. God willing, the people of Ukraine will defeat the Russian invasion. Take care.